Welcome. Thank you for joining me this morning for All Levels Yoga. And today's practice is going to be focused on body awareness and self-acceptance. So finding your comfortable seat, and again, I always repeat myself, just making sure that you're so comfortable. So whatever you need to support yourself, maybe some pillows underneath your knees, or you can sit on a pillow too. And if you sit on a pillow, that helps to align the spine, helps you to sit up nice and tall. Good. And then once you settle into your space, closing your eyes, or maybe having a soft gaze. And give yourself some time to settle in. So you might shift around a lot in the beginning, and that's okay. You're allowed to move. So as the body starts to relax and settle, we create more space in the body. So you'll feel the need to want to fill up that space. So if you need to shift your leg, your hip, or whatever that may be, go ahead and do that. That's the body slowly opening up. So allow your hands to relax on your lap, on your legs, wherever. And bringing your awareness to your breath. Not trying to change the breath, just notice the breath. And then bring your awareness to your physical body. Scanning your body from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head. Just notice how you're feeling today. Notice any sensations, any tension throughout the body. And again, without placing any judgments, just becoming aware. And being okay with whatever it is that you're feeling in your body. Letting go of any judgments, any self-criticism. Putting that all aside and giving yourself permission to just simply being in the present moment for at least the next hour or so. So give yourself permission to set everything aside. And then bringing your awareness to how you're feeling emotionally. Just notice any thoughts, any distractions. And again, without being judgy, because we often do that, just notice how you're feeling and be okay with whatever it is that's happening with you. And, you know, we're human. We have lots of emotions, and that's okay. You know, they make us who we are. But it's important to not to let the emotions overcome us. So putting everything aside, clearing the mind, creating a path for yourself, a path to your inner self, where you can really reflect and truly see who you are without any distractions from the environment around you, without any judgments, just coming back to your true self. Now softening the face, the forehead, around the eyes, soften your jaw. Allow your teeth and your lips to slightly come apart. And bringing that awareness to the breath. Notice where the breath is going. And as you inhale, feeling your belly puff out like a balloon. And as you exhale, the belly draws back in. Inhale, feeling the belly rise. Maybe the chest opens up. And then exhale, feel everything contract. Taking a few moments just to notice where the breath goes. As you allow the breath to fill up your body, making space for what you need. Allow yourself to settle into this space that you are creating with your breath. As you become fully aware of your body, and you begin to accept who you are right here and now. And just knowing that everything that you need is already inside of you. It's just a matter of turning that attention inward and really paying attention. So in this place of complete awareness, take a moment to set your intention. And repeat it to yourself 3 times. And giving yourself permission whenever you find yourself struggling on your mat or off your mat, allow yourself to come back to this place of complete awareness and just really focusing on your breath and on your body and just simply being. Allowing you to manifest your intention, allowing it to come to fruition. And then on your next inhale, if your eyes are closed, just slowly start to open the eyes, letting in the light and the colors around you. It's sunshiny today. I'm very happy about that. So let's take a nice big stretch. Reach your hands up towards the sky. Palms together, clasp your hands, and then flip your palms up. And then really stretch, wiggle out of your pelvic basket. Just rock side to side. Get nice and tall. Good. And then bringing your hands to your knees and just roll your shoulders out. Just simple shoulder rolls here. You can alternate the shoulder rolls if you'd like. Notice how you're feeling. Notice any tension, any tightness. Good. Then roll the shoulders the opposite way. So shrug them towards your ears and then go the opposite way. Good. And then coming back to center. Now just placing your, drawing your right ear to your right shoulder, right ear to right shoulder. Good. Sit up nice and tall, so you have a nice long spine, and just take your right hand, gently place it on top of your head. You don't want to place any pressure, you're just letting your hand rest on your head. And then take your left hand, extend your left hand out to the side, and palm faces up. And keep your elbows soft. Yeah. And just take a few breaths, and again, just bring your awareness to your body. Notice if you're feeling any tension in the shoulders and the neck area. And use your breath to try to let go and relax the body. And then exhale, placing your left hand down. Take your right hand on the other side of your head and just bring your head back to neutral. Yeah. And then other side, so draw your left ear to left shoulder. Place your hand on your head gently. Extend your right hand out, palm facing up, external rotation of your arm. And again, just breathing here. Notice where you're feeling any tension, any tightness. Good. And then exhale, place your hand on your left hand on your lap and use your opposite hand to bring your head up to neutral. Good. And now as we inhale, bring your hands up towards the sky and twist to your right. And bring your left hand to your right knee. Left hand to right knee. Yeah. And then right hand behind you. And just sit up tall, looking over your right shoulder. Staying in your twist, now take your gaze up and around, look over your left shoulder. And then inhale, come back to center, hands towards sky. And then switching, twist to the left, place your right hand on your left knee. Left hand behind you, sit up tall, look over your left shoulder. And now take your gaze up and around. So look up, come up around, and then look over your right shoulder, right shoulder. And then inhale, come back to center. Hands up towards sky, palms together, exhale, hands to heart. Good. And now bringing your knees up, feet on the floor, and soles of the feet on the floor, and your knees are up. And we're going to take our knees and drop them to the right side. Drop your knees to the right side. You're going to bring this top leg kind of behind you, so both knees are bent. Perfect. And notice if your left butt cheek is not on the mat, you can use a prop, a pillow to tuck underneath there. Okay. And then inhale, bring your arms out to the side. Good. And palms could be facing down or up. As you exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Bend your elbows now, palms facing me for our goddess arms. And then exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. And then twist to the left. Inhale, center. Good. Place your right hand down, left hand to the sky. And we're going to come up on our knees and we're going to take a stretch. So just come up on your knees and just stretch out to the side. Beautiful. And really, really stretch to find a nice long line of energy. And then exhale, coming back down. Good. And we're going to flow through this a couple times. So inhale, coming back up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. One more time. Inhale, up. And exhale down. Good. Now we're going to switch sides. So feet on the floor and just swing your knees to the opposite side. The top leg, bring it back behind you. And again, if your right butt cheek is not on the floor, tuck a pillow underneath there so that you feel nice and grounded. Good. Bring your arms out to the side. And then exhale, twist to the left. Let's go left first. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Bend your elbows, palms facing me for goddess arms. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Good. Now placing left hand down, right hand to the sky. Let's take that stretch. So come up on your knees and take a nice side stretch. Exhale, come down. And let's flow through that about 3 times. So inhale, stretch. Exhale, come down. Inhale, stretch, lengthen. Exhale, down. And one more, inhale. And exhale, come down. Good. And now let's make our way to our hands and knees or tabletop position. Good. Bringing your knees hip-width distance apart. Your wrists right underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. And on your inhale, take your gaze up. Let your belly melt, tailbone tilt up. And hanging out here, just really becoming aware of how you're feeling in your body. So take 3 breaths here. And notice where the breath goes. Maybe the breath goes in the thoracic spine in your upper back. Notice. Good. And then on your exhale, draw the chin into your chest, round your back. Hang out here again. Take 3 breaths or more. And I want you to notice where the breath goes now. Maybe you feel the breath in the lower part of your back, feeling expansion. Good, and then inhale, come neutral spine, and now let's flow through our cat-cow, syncing up with our breath. So inhale, take the gaze up, let the belly melt. Exhale, chin to chest, round out your back. Inhale, look up, belly melts, tailbone tilts up. Exhale, chin to chest, round out your back. One more. Inhale, look up, belly, tailbone tilts up. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding out your back. Inhale, coming back to neutral spine. So now bring your knees just about a little bit more than hip-width distance apart. And we're gonna make some hip circles, just going around, making a big circle with your hips, getting into the hip joints. And then take your circle the other way. Good, and then coming back to center. Bringing your knees back to hip-width distance apart. And now we're gonna do some barrel rolls here. So on your inhale, just rounding your back out and then shifting to the right, and then allow the belly to melt as you shift to the left. And then round your back out again, And then come to the right side. Let the belly drop. Come to the left. Round your back out. So keep doing those barrel rolls. You can bring the knees wider too if that feels comfortable for you. So allowing to bring some flow, some movement to the body. It allows you to tap into your inner child as you begin to really let go and just truly just be able to be yourself and be okay. We're all so self-critical and worried about being judged. So don't worry about what you look like. You're beautiful just the way you are. So allow yourself to let go into the movements. And now your barrel rolls, go the other way, opposite way that you just went. Good, and then coming back to center. Now extending that right leg straight back. Flex your foot, toes are pointing down. Press back through your heel. And then on your exhale, just swing your leg out to the right side. Put your foot down, and then extend your right hand to the sky, opening up. And then exhale, thread your right hand behind the left, and then inhale, bring it back up. So just gracefully flowing through this pose. Bringing that awareness to your breath, to your body, and just syncing up with the natural rhythm of your breath and doing what feels good to you. Good. One more time. And then coming back to your table position. And now extending that left leg back. Flex your foot, toes are pointing down. And now swing your foot out to the right side, or left side, excuse me. And then extending your left hand to the sky. And then threading it through left hand behind the right hand. And just keep going here. Don't worry about what you look like. Just pay attention to how you feel. Really start to connect with your breath and harmonize with your breath, with your body movements, the flow of your breath. Again, letting go of any judgments of what you look like. Allow yourself to be on your mat here. This is your time. One more. And then coming back to your table position. Now extending that right leg back. Drop your belly. So let the belly drop, tailbone tilt up like we're in a cat pose. And hinge your right knee. Hinge the right knee. Taking your left foot and just swing that left foot out to the left side. So you're making like a little kickstand, yeah. Turn out your right hip. So right hip is stacked over left. Good. And then if it feels comfortable for you, put your right hand on your hip. And maybe extend that right leg. Beautiful. You can extend your right arm as well. Nice. And then exhale, coming back to your table. Now extending that left leg, toes pointing down. Good. Draw your right foot to the right side of the mat. Hinge your left knee and stack the hip. So stack left hip over right. And maybe bring your left hand to the left hip. Maybe extend your left leg and your left arm. And exhale, coming back to your table. And let's take that one more time on each side. So extending your right leg, make that kickstand with your left foot, turn out the right hip, turn off the right hip. Bring your hand to your right hip. Okay. And extending your hand to the sky. Beautiful. And then exhale, coming back to your table. And left side, one more time, extending that left leg. Bring your right foot to the right side of your mat, turn out your left hip, bring your left hand to your hip, and maybe to the sky. And exhale, coming back to your table. Now let's take a child's pose. So draw your knees wide, big toes touch. Sit back on your heels. Walk your hands forward, mouth onto your mat. Let your forehead touch the mat, or maybe place a pillow there. Bring the palms of your hands together, prayer hands, namaste hands, and then bring the thumbs to touch the back of your head. Walk your elbows towards the top of the mat to get a nice stretch in your side body. At the same time, melt your hips back onto your heels. And take a few breaths here and notice where the breath goes. And then exhale, place your hands on the mat. Coming up to all fours, and then make our way to downward facing dog. Curl the toes under and send your sits bones up and back. Bring your ears right in line with your shoulders. Melt your heart towards your thighs. Take some time here to be in your down dog. Hinge one knee, then the other. Say good morning to your hamstrings. And then inhale, extend your right leg up towards the sky. Hinge your knee and stack your hips just like we did before. Turning out that right leg. And then roll your ankle out. Roll that right ankle out, going in one direction and then the other. And then place your foot down. And extend that left leg. Hinge your left knee, stack your hips. Roll out that left ankle. And place your foot down. And on your next inhale, extend your right leg up towards the sky. And then draw your right foot to the top of the mat. Place your back knee down. And coming into a low lunge here. So bringing yourself up, drawing the crown of the head towards the sky. Knee in line with your ankle. Draw your navel in, lift up through your heart. Imagine that there's this invisible string tugging at the crown of your head. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Connect your thumbs to your sternum. And then inhale, bring your hands up towards the sky, taking your gaze up, lifting up through your heart, maybe tilting the head back. Notice where the breath goes. Notice the chest fill up, the heart expand, the chest expands, the back expands. And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart, settling back in. One more time, inhale, extend your hands to the sky, tilt your head back. Maybe take a bigger stretch, pointing the fingers towards the back. Notice where the breath goes. And then exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. And bringing your hands to your mat, stepping back to your all fours and come right back to downward facing dog. Extend your left leg up towards the sky. And draw that left foot to the top of the mat. Place your back knee down. Make your way up, knee is aligned over your ankle. Palms together, hands to heart. Just take a moment to notice where the breath is. Where do you feel the breath? And then inhale, expand your hands to the sky. Take a nice stretch, look up, maybe tilt the head back, maybe point the fingers towards the back, opening up the thoracic spine. Again, focusing on the breath. Where is the breath? And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Bringing your hands to the floor. Curl the back toes under, lift your back knee off the mat and step to the top of your mat. Forward fold. And this is our first forward fold. So hinge your knees as much as you need to. You can let your arms hang in ragdoll or maybe grabbing opposite elbows. Sway your body side to side. Let your head hang heavy. Take some nice deep breaths. And notice where you feel the breath now. Notice where the breath goes. When you really focus on your breath, notice body awareness, no judgments, being okay with whatever is happening in your body, knowing that your journey is all about progression and discipline of working on yourself and your practice. It never ends. It will continue for the rest of your life. So be okay with challenges. And then inhale, half lift. Bring your hands on your shins or your thighs, whatever's comfortable for you. Look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands towards sky. Palms together. Tilt your head back, lift your heart, maybe point the head back. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Good. We're going to do a few moon salutations. It is full moon if you follow the moon cycles. So we'll begin with standing at the top of your mat, and I'll face you for this. So bringing your hands at the top. And then just bring your hands together, namaste hands, and then just bending to your right, like a crescent moon shape. Inhale, come back to center, and then exhale, bend to your left side. Inhale, come back to center, and then bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, sweep your hands up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands towards sky. Palms together, and then lean to your right. Inhale, come to center. And exhale to your left. Inhale, come back to center. Bring your hands to your heart. Good. Taking a step back with your left foot. Coming into a high lunge. Good. And inhale, hands towards sky. Exhale, bring your hands to your mat. And then walk your hands to the left. So you come into the middle of your body, coming to a forward fold, wide leg forward fold. Good. And then walk your hands to your right foot. Walk your hands to the right foot as you bend your right knee. Yeah, like a side lunge. Good. And then walk your hands to the opposite side, bending your opposite knee, turning your foot out if you need to. Then walk your hands towards the center of your body and then back to the other side, bending that knee. Walk your hands to the center and then bend the opposite knee. And then coming back to center. Good. Forward fold, wide leg forward fold, let your head hang, adjusting your stance how you need to. Maybe your hands are on the floor or a prop, but still allowing yourself to let go. Good. And then walking your hands to the top of the mat as you pivot on your feet, both feet are facing forward, and then step your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands towards sky. Palms together. Exhale, lean to your right, crescent moon. Inhale, center. Exhale, lean to your left. Inhale, come back to center, bring your hands to heart. Stepping back with your right foot this time, coming to your lunge. Inhale, hands towards sky. Look up if that feels good. Tilt your head back. And then exhale, bring your hands to your mat. Now walk your hands to the center of your body. Pivot on your feet so both feet are facing forward. Coming back to our wide leg forward fold. Beautiful. Now go ahead and hinging your left knee, walk your hands towards the left knee. And then come back to center, hinging your right knee, your opposite knee. And then come back to center, hinging that knee. Come back to center, and hinging that knee. Then come back to center, come back to your wide leg forward fold. Again, giving yourself permission to release and let go. And then walk your hands back to the top of the mat, pivot on your feet, both feet face forward, and step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands towards sky. Palms together and open up your heart. Exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. Inhale, hands towards sky. Exhale, forward fold. Hanging out in your forward fold again. Let your head hang heavy, grabbing opposite elbows, or maybe swaying your arms in ragdoll. Or giving yourself a big hug, wrapping your hands behind the backs of your legs. Good. And then on your next exhale, we're going to slowly make our way down onto our mat. So bringing yourself down. And keeping your knees hinged, soles of the feet onto the earth. Holding on to the back of your thighs. And putting your heels on the floor and toes are up. And just slowly, just lean back a little bit just to engage the core. And then picking up one foot and then the other foot. And maybe both feet. And then maybe letting go. Also extending the legs. So being aware of your body and what you can do and being okay with it. Not being too judgy about yourself. And then exhale, place your feet down. Place your hands on your shins, and then tuck your chin into your chest, round it out your back, curling up. Good. And then inhale, coming back to a nice long spine. Come up on your heels, lean back. And maybe this is where you're at today. You're still engaging your core. And that's okay. And remember, it's all about body awareness and being okay with where you're at. You're benefiting from the pose just by engaging the core like that. You don't have to add on. You don't have to push yourself. But it's only if you need to. And that's the beauty of yoga. There's options for everyone when we're ready for it. And there's some days where we just can't do it because we don't feel good emotionally, and that affects our physical practice. So coming to your version of your boat, and then coming back down and giving yourself a hug again. Round your back out. Good. And then inhale, come back to neutral spine, extend your legs, flexing your feet. Sit up nice and tall. Navel is drawn in, lengthen out through the crown of your head. Bring your hands, your wrists, so that they're right underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. This is staff pose, Dandasana. So you want to have a nice long line from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. This seems like a simple pose, but it's actually very active. So you want to squeeze your thighs together, so energetically squeezing everything towards together. And heart is lifted, belly is drawn in and engaged. Lengthen out through the crown of your head. Good. And then on your exhale, just relax and notice the energy, the power from that pose. Oh, we're going to bring our hands back a little bit behind the shoulders. And fingers could be facing forward or they could be facing back. It really depends on how you feel. We're going to come up into like a reverse plank and a reverse table. So for our reverse plank, on our inhale, we're going to lift up our butt, point our toes, and look up, bring the butt up. So we're in one nice long line. And then exhale, we're going to come back to our staff pose, back to our neutralizing pose here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that again. So walk your hands back, point your toes, lift your butt, look up. Exhale, come down, come back to your staff pose. So bring your hands, your wrists right underneath the shoulders. Point your toes towards the sky. Good. And let's do one more. Bring your hands back a little bit. Point your toes, lift your butt, look up. And exhale, come down to staff. Good. And now we're going to come to our reverse table. So walking your hands back, bending your knees, and placing your feet on the floor. And then inhale, lift your butt up. Come to our reverse table. Beautiful. And then exhale, coming back down. Just neutralizing for a moment, sit up nice and tall, back to staff pose. Kind of check in. Notice how you're feeling. And let's do our table one more time. So walk those hands back, bend your knees, put your feet on the floor, lift your butt up. And then exhale, coming back down. Back to your staff pose. Good. And now we're going to come to a forward fold. For our forward fold, we're going to hinge at the hip crease, and we're going to imagine that we have this invisible string tugging at the crown of our head, so that when we fold, we're leading with our heart. So instead of rounding our back out and folding, we're going to lead with the heart as we inhale, lengthen, and exhale, hinge. So we're hinging at our hip crease. And it doesn't matter how far we go. Once we feel that tension in our back and our legs, we stop, and then we take another inhale, find length, and then exhale, settle in. So this is where we find space. When we inhale, we lengthen and make space in the whole body. And we really, in our practice today, focused on where our breath was going. So focus on where the breath is, where you're finding that expansion in that space. And then exhale, settle into that space. So just try that. In the nice big inhale, get nice and tall. And then exhale and fold. And then once you're at that point where you feel that tension, take another inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, fold. So allowing your breath to do the work for you. And it doesn't matter how far you're folding. Again, this is all about progression and discipline. And the more you do this, the more you'll be able to create that space in your body and settle into the pose. And becoming an advanced yogi is not about like doing headstands and crazy poses. It's about refining your breath and letting go. And then inhale, slowly come up, stacking one vertebra at a time, allowing your head to be the very last thing that comes up. And you're going to hinge your right knee, place your foot on the floor. Placing your right hand behind you. And your left hand, just reach your left hand to the front. And then twist to the right. And hook your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. And then take your gaze over your right shoulder. Good. And now just turn your gaze over to the other side. So swing your head around, so look up, swing your head up and around, look up, and then look over your left shoulder. Good. Inhale, releasing. Coming back to center, extending your right leg. Now bend your left knee. Bring your left hand behind you. Reach your right hand out in front of you. And then twist to the left and hook your right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Sit up tall and then exhale, look over your left shoulder. Keeping both legs engaged here, your left foot is firmly on the mat and your right foot is flexed. And now take your gaze over the right shoulder. So look up, swing your gaze over to the right and look over your right shoulder. Good, and exhale, releasing that. Hugging the knees in, wrapping your arms around the front of your legs. Tuck your chin in, round your back. Breathe into the back. Notice where the breath goes. Good. And then slowly make your way down on your mat, laying on your back. And bringing your hands out to the sides, palms facing down. On your inhale, just lifting up your bottom off of your mat, and just gently here, just a little bit of somatics, just gentle movements here. So you're just going to tilt your pelvis to the right. Tilt your pelvis to the right. So imagine that your pelvis is like a bowl of soup and you don't want to spill the soup. And then inhale, bring your pelvis back to neutral and just tilt the pelvis to the left. Inhale, come back to center, tilt to the right. Come back to center and tilt to the left. Inhale, come back to center and lower down. So bringing that body awareness, knowing where we're at, how we feel, and without placing any judgments. Now inhale, lifting up the bottom. And this time coming up to a bridge pose. So bend your elbows and press the tops of your arms into the mat so that you lift up through your thoracic spine, lift up through your heart. Keeping your pelvis in that neutral position. We just did those pelvic tilts, so you kind of have that awareness of where your pelvis should be, right? So keeping the pelvis neutral and just opening up your heart. And if you don't know if your pelvis is a neutral, you can do those pelvic tilts while you're here too. And then exhale, slowly come back down. Bring your hands out to the sides, lift your butt up, and this time swing your booty to the left side of your mat. Draw your knees in, and then swing your knees over to the right side. So like you're sitting in a chair, your ankles are right beneath your knees, or lined up right beneath the knees. Finding a nice twist in your upper back. And focusing on where the breath goes here. Notice as you inhale, that breath is expanding in your chest, your side, in your back. Good. Placing your feet on the floor, center yourself on your mat. And now picking up your bottom, and now swing your bottom to the right side of your mat. Pick up your feet off the floor, bring the knees up and over to the left. Line up your heels right underneath the knees like you're sitting in a chair. Keeping our lumbar spine safe, our low back safe and stable. Focusing on the mid to upper back, and again, breathe. Notice where the breath is. You can even place your right hand on your rib cage to feel that breath. Good, and now bringing your feet back onto the floor. Center yourself on your mat. And we're gonna take an inversion, nothing crazy, but taking a pillow or maybe a block, lifting up your butt and putting that prop right underneath you, so supporting your sacrum. So anytime your pelvis is above your head, you're basically in an inversion. And it's important to note that if you have any eye pressure issues or glaucoma, you don't really want to do inversions. So if that's the case, you would just keep your butt on the floor. And then extending your legs up towards the sky. Helping to reset your body, reconnect. Good, and then go ahead and place your feet on the floor. Lift up your bottom, go ahead and place your pillow to the side or your block. And then make your way to your Shavasana. So take that space up on your mat, but on your mat, beyond your mat. Bring your hands out to the sides and keep them lower than your heart. Let your feet flap open, get nice and comfy. And bring your awareness to the breath. And notice the breath. Notice how effortless it is. Notice all that space that you created in your body. Finding ease, not just with your breath, but in the physical body. So give yourself permission to honor your practice, honor all the hard work that you have done with your breath, with your movements, and give yourself permission to simply just be. And slowly begin to bring physical awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, wiggle your ears and your nose. Roll your head around, maybe take a nice big stretch. And then roll onto your side. Come into a fetal position, curling up into a ball. Taking a nice deep breath and exhale, feeling all that space in your body that you've created. And then inhale, slowly making your way up, pressing one hand into the earth and then the other. Coming up to a nice, comfortable seated position. Eyes may be closed or maybe just having a soft gaze. And bringing that awareness to your body. And being grateful for who you are, what you look like, and the things that you have in your life. Finding self-acceptance on your mat by bringing that awareness deep within you, journeying to find your true self, a beautiful self that resides within you. We will close our practice with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Take an exhale and inhale to chant. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.